Hi, Britton. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. How are you, Whitney?
I'm good. I like the picture in the background. That's nice.
Oh, thank you. I'm about to try to change it. I just got a new one from our landscape planner, which I'm pretty excited about. There we go. Yay!
Oh, hey, that looks really good.
I know. It's very official looking.
That helps. Yes.
Yeah, very, very official. Now I just need my really good lighting and I'll be all set.
Yeah, we have some of my associates do their presentations at their desk, and I'm like, you don't need to see behind me, and I haven't found a picture that I like yet. So I always come in our conference room. I like to kind of be by myself, anyways. So I feel like everyone's listening to me if I'm sitting out in our open floor. I'm like, if I say something wrong, they're going to stare at me or something.
We have the issue where if part of our office is open, and so if I and one of our other planners are in a meeting at the same time, or at least one of us is in a meeting and one's on a phone call, we have to be really cognizant of our volumes because I've actually gotten messages from other people on the calls being like, hey, you're kind of loud. And I'm like, sorry. So one of the funnier things of working right now is that we're usually off in meetings and now we're just still at our desk in meetings.
Yes.
You have a nice background there, though. So I would definitely, if I had that background, I would use it.
I figure if I'm going to have a presentation, I'll at least show something nice in the background.
There you go. I like that.
This project here on my right is a brewery that we did here that I actually did called the Altstadt Brewery. And this one on the other side is 4 Point Cellars Winery, which is also pretty well known in our area as well. So
are those both on 290?
Yes.
Yes, I thought they look familiar. So
it's just it's kind of fun to be able to showcase our work at the same time a little bit. Get a little double duty here.
Absolutely. I'd like to call this my work. Look, this is what I do.
So you're the spokesperson, you're the chairman of the gatekeeper for all of those projects. All those
I'm
projects,
the downtown lady. Actually, I think our downtown development manager gets a lot more recognition for that than I do, which is where that recognition belongs. She does a lot of great work with our business owners, and we're talking about it though. They're about to start putting the Christmas lights up on our square, which is really spectacular during the Christmas holiday season. And it starts pretty early because they wrap our trees so well with the lights. So it's a lot of work and it's long work. But I was saying my next background hopefully will be the illuminated trees at night in our square. And that'll be a fun background picture to have.
Yeah, they used to take ours up and down, and finally a couple of years ago they did a revamp and bought all new lights, and then now they just leave them up year round. So I was kind of wondered about that. I'm like, my kids will be the kids who are go like unscrew the lights and take them out. So I'm sure when they change to all LED, that makes that not an issue anymore.
Right. No, there's occasionally, I think this happened last year, there was one pretty long light strand that was hanging out of a tree at a street intersection, and it was like hanging all the way to the ground out of the limb. So once in a while something goes a little bit wrong, but for the most part it's just, oh, it's spectacular in the wintertime on our square. It's so great. And I know a lot of people would probably like to have that be a year-round thing. Just because it's so nice. But of course in the summer, when you're getting longer days, then it doesn't have quite the same effect.
Well, that's true. Well, good. Well, hey, I do want to tell you thank you. Your thorough presentation is always great, and your expanded explanations and additional work. There was some stuff that really surprised me in there about the history of the property and the depth that you went. So that's wonderful. I'm a historic preservation background, so I love learning about the history of all sites and buildings. And
good. That's we have a lot of fun with that, and these applications give us great opportunity to understand the history of a place a little bit better. So anytime I have the chance to figure out what things used to be and highlight that is always fun. I was really surprised by what I found. I just keep saying I never know what I'm gonna find because I really never do, and had not expected that to be such a prominent kind of member of Georgetown, and for her family to have it so long. What's interesting is the last family member to own that house was a friend of ours, and so we knew him, and he had told my mother some of the stories from his family. And so when I realized that this was that property that he had always spoken about, that was kind of like, I had to tell my mom, like, mom, I have the story from work for you. You're not gonna believe this. Remember Mr. Logan? Well, I know what house he was talking about now because I found it. It's not with us anymore, and it's been gone for a long time, but I found it. And so it has a lot of meaning for me as well, because sometimes I've heard stories and then I get to see the pictures and realize what that is. And in this case, my mom got to, and she was really happy and excited about that. So
that's great. Yeah,
it was
it's great to
kind of fun. You never know what you'll find. There's just all kinds of, I'm working a little bit on understanding some more of the history of Swedish families in Williamson County. And it turns out that a lot of Swedish immigrants who pretty quickly went to farming, a lot of them became very, very successful and very, very prosperous farmers. And they also tended to own, there was kind of a whole crew of Swedes that owned different buildings and property in town, even if they also had farms. And so I'm beginning to find some of the trails of how all that's connected and who lived where, and find a couple of photos that help me understand those relationships a little bit better. And those date all the way back to the 1850s. So it's like really almost as far back as we can go in our history, is these Swedish people who came, a lot of them from Småland, which is kind of where you see referenced in IKEA. So
okay.
that's kind of crazy too, that we have an IKEA in Round Rock, very close to where there was kind of a large Swedish farming community. So that's always kind of fun. Or at least I find it fun.
That's okay.
Hey, Britton. Hi, Whitney.
Hey, man.
How are you? Step up to the side just a second.
You have a new background, Britton.
I do. What do you think?
It looks like you're floating in downtown or something.
Well, I'm working on that. This one, we might have to adjust the color of it to contrast with me a little differently, because I keep having, or like, I'm actually holding my right hand up, but you can't really tell. There it is. There's my hand. So there's some kind of funny things about it. Our landscape planner was working on, I said, I want to be in downtown when I'm talking about downtown. And so our landscape planner was working on some fancy new backgrounds for me for virtual meetings. And this is one that he worked up that's very official looking. So I thought we'd test it out. But the other one, when I did my Tuesday Talks presentation, I was in a 1926 photo of downtown that had like the old fashioned cars, and that was really fun, and that worked kind of well. But the photo, it's a very small resolution photo, so the quality of it wasn't great. So I'm still kind of testing out different ideas. So you might see me with a couple of different backgrounds as we go through the rest of the years. I'm testing out new ideas for where's Britain in the historic districts.
Well, it's interesting that it's like you have the streetscape on my right, and then this white blank. So it'd be interesting if they could do like, if the courthouse was still on that side, then you would look like you're in the middle of the street almost.
Well, and that's kind of the problem, is that a lot of the photos look like I'm just standing in the road. Because they're taken to look at the buildings. So I need to see if I can get some photos that help me to look like I'm just downtown generally. We'll see what happens. It's always an adventure doing virtual meetings, but trying to make it fun.
So Britton, you didn't mention to Whitney that we're going to change the order, did you?
No, because that's totally up to you. Okay. Would not speak for you, Madam Chair.
Okay. So Whitney, we're gonna we have another project tonight that I think is hopefully going to be a shorter presentation. So we're going to start with that so that those people aren't just sitting on the phone through this larger project. So if that's okay with you, we're going to make that change.
Not a problem. I will just let my husband know.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Hi guys, how's everybody doing?
Wow, thank you.
Let me see how to do the volume. Art, you doing well? I can't hear that.
So far, so good. I did my bike ride this morning, and it's obvious that fall is in the air.
Yes, sir. The leaves are falling and it's cool. It's hot right now.
Yeah, true. And then they say that Sunday we are supposed to be in the mid to the upper 90s.
That's right. Welcome to Texas.
Well, seeing as how I'm a third generation Texan, I concur.
Me too. Me too. Been here forever. Had to fight at the Alamo.
Well, I don't quite go that far, but I will say that as luck would have it, and I don't believe in luck, the only reason why I left the great state of Texas initially was because the military intervened in my life.
Well, congratulations for serving our country.
Well, that can be a plus, but it did kind of enlighten me to a degree. You got the occasion to see how other people live and how other people think. And so it does tend to get you out of your box.
I'm sure it did. Where did you go to serve?
Castle Air Force Base, California.
Oh, wow.
Home of the B-52s and the KC-135s.
It's like going to another country.
Well, I mean, that's what I thought I was saying. Mr. McCabe has joined us.
Oh, cool.
Good afternoon, y'all.
Hey, good to see you.
How are you?
I'm well. How are y'all tonight?
Great. It's a beautiful evening.
Hi, everybody. Myrna, are we, I know Faustine and Terry are not joining us tonight. Do you know about Catherine?
Yes, she'll be attending and Pam will not be attending.
Okay.
I'm here, Amanda.
You are? Where are you? I don't see you.
I don't know why my camera's not turned on.
Okay. Thanks, Catherine.
I've been listening to y'all.
There you are. You appeared now.
So, Robert, how have you been doing?
I'm as busy as ever. You know, I tell you, it's been a little different not going to court as much every day. But as far as business goes, it has been busy on the home front with a little bit of homeschooling and a little bit of in-person schooling, and busy on the work front. And, you know, we complicated things. My wife bought a building for her practice. So right in the middle of all this mess, we're making things even more complicated.
Simply great, because my almost daughter-in-law, she's an attorney, and her niche is jury selection, and she had to go to Houston this week for the first in-person jury trial.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, we're not doing that here till at least January, I don't think. So.
Okay. Is everybody ready to get started? Okay. We do have a quorum tonight of the commissioners. So Robert, of course, you are welcome to stay and listen this evening as our alternate.
He should.
Okay.
Okay. May I ask a question?
Sure.
Actually, Robert should be participating.
No, we've had a change. Sophia, would you like to address that, please?
Yes. alternates are used to make a quorum rather than to substitute for someone's absence. That's not been our practice, and I realize that, but when the true reading of the bylaws and the use of alternates, we had our city attorney's office re-examined this, and they did determine that